If you get nervous getting on the phone, it is because you have an inhibited voice. I remember a few years back when I used to work in an office and my phone would ring, I would get so anxious because on the phone, I only have my voice to rely on to express my thoughts and communicate the subtleties of my emotions. I could not rely on my body language or facial expressions because obviously the person cannot see me. Not to mention that there was a pressure. I was representing a whole big company and I only have my voice to do so over the phone. Needless to say, I had a hard time pronouncing my own name in a comfortable and confident way. I later came to realize that many people struggle saying their own name in a comfortable and confident way as well. In this video, I'll share with you an assessment to discover if you have an inhibited voice and to what degree you have it. I'll also mention some of my notes from Change Your Voice, Change Your Life book by Dr. Morton Cooper, talking about why your voice sounds different at different times. If this is your first time here, I'm your favorite inhibited voice recovery coach, Hossein. I help people go from socially anxious to socially confident through healing at the root cause, releasing the tightness from their inhibited voice so they speak with confidence for life. If that sounds like a good cause to you, smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's dive in. A well-produced voice persuades, commands, and instructs successfully. When we use our voice in the natural way that it was meant to be used, words flow easily and elicit from the listener attention and respect. It automatically draws positive notice not only to your personality, but to the content that you're speaking about. When you uncover the layers of tightness from your voice, the way you say things automatically becomes more captivating and more charismatic. As the popular yet true saying goes, it's not what you say, it's how you say it that matters the most. On the same note, when you uncover the layers that have buried your voice, that's when you achieve your optimal and natural pitch. But when you operate from these layers of chronic tension, you further confirm your voice inhibition, specifically confirming the compensatory muscles' engagement in producing the sound, which further inhibits the voice because the muscles close around the vocal cords stop working and become deactivated. These compensatory muscles can be muscles in the jaw, in the neck, in the shoulders that try to help you produce the sound. But in all truthfulness, they have nothing to do with producing sound to begin with. Many of my clients come to me because they struggle with the fact that their voice sounds weak, hollow, and tight. Subsequently, people respond to them in a manner that is less satisfactory than what they wish. I certainly know this struggle because I've been through the same thing. This is why I will share with you a very powerful assessment to know your level of voice inhibition. You see, all movement emanate from the point of stillness. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath and relax the muscles around your neck, around your head, your ears, your eyes, and your tongue. In just a minute, I'm gonna ask you to produce a sound, a noise, maybe like a natural hum. But before you do so, I want you to imagine that there's a person about 6 feet in front of you or about 2 meters in front of you, and you want the sound that you produce to reach that person. And remember, you need to relax all your muscles so that you produce the sound from the point of stillness. If your body needs to move in order to produce the sound, that's an immediate indication of voice inhibition. If your neck has to tilt forward, if your head has to lift up to produce the sound, all these are signs that you have a level of tightness in your voice. And compensatory muscles are trying to engage to produce the sound. So from that point of stillness, visualizing a person that's 6 feet in front of you, and you're gonna do something like a hum or just like a silly noise. Notice where you felt the tightness. Did you feel the tightness in your throat, in your chest, in the back of your throat, in the back of your mouth? That is where you have the tightness, and by releasing this tightness, you start to uncover your true, natural, and powerful voice. Any tightness that you felt is what's called by Dr. Morton Cooper body armoring. Body armoring is a coping mechanism that your body creates to stifle your expression because your brain thinks this way you're gonna be safe. If you experienced reprimand, somebody yelled at you, somebody laughed at you when you were a kid, or you felt any sort of shame, the common coping mechanism that the brain does is it stifles our expression to keep us hidden, to keep us unseen. Because if we're hidden, we cannot confront and feel the shame. If we're hidden, we cannot be reprimanded or screamed at. If we're hidden, nobody can laugh at us. But now we're trying to release this tightness so we can have better, more resourceful coping mechanisms. Because ultimately, we are social animals. We are built to connect with people. We are built to share joy, share love, and have the power and confidence to assert our boundaries and stand up for the things that are important to us. And all that is done via authentic and compassionate communication through your voice. By softening this body armoring, you start to acquire increased levels of freedom. And as you do this assessment, you start to notice more richness in your voice. This way, your voice serves you in a reliable way, trusting that anytime you open up your mouth to speak, words flow easily. Body armoring is the reason why your voice sounds different at different times. You may notice that in stressful situations, or when you're feeling down, when you're not feeling at your best, your voice may sound different. And it's because your nervous system is kicking in the coping mechanism of tightening the muscles in your chest, in your throat, and in your belly, stifling your expression. You may think to yourself, does the chest have anything to do with your expression or the belly? Yes, they do. They are the echo chamber for your voice. When the chest is free of tightness, when the belly is free of tightness, your voice actually resonates and creates the vibration and echo in the belly and in the chest, making your voice sound much more rich and easy to produce. In other videos, I use the guitar as an analogy. The guitar has the strings and it has the sound box to amplify the sound, as well as our body. We have the vocal cords and we have this sound box to amplify the sound. So if you struggle with your voice sounding differently at different times, and when that body armoring kicks in, you start to notice you're sounding more stifled, more weak, more tight, and you don't feel the confidence, you don't feel the relaxation. That's when you start to experience more social anxiety. That's when you start to experience more overthinking, because that outlet is clogged. So you're literally stuck in the head. Fear none, because in the description I have a link for a free mini course that will walk you in detail on how to have the foundations for a healthy voice. And of course, if you want to work one-on-one, I will be honored to help you fast-track your results if this is something that is super critical and important to you. A clear, dynamic, and well-produced voice generates positive response not only from the listeners to you as a speaker, but to the content that you're trying to communicate and hopefully influence them with, so they can receive the information and the emotions that you're trying to transfer. It's a win-win, because we are built to communicate and share with one another. This is why voice image plays a significant role in our lives. We are greatly influenced by sounds, because a simple utterance carries more than just words. It carries an experience, an emotion, a unique perspective that is intended to enhance and alter the perspective of the listener. Your natural and correct voice brings out the best in you. It allows you to navigate the social world with greater harmony, influence, and ultimately joy. It invites a greater interest in who you are and what you're trying to say. Indeed, there is every reason to master your own authentic voice. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. With that, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.